All right, so good to be back with you guys. I feel like it's been a minute. Tonight, we're going to just kind of get right to it. I have a bunch of co-hosts, which I'm very excited about. So we've got a lot to cover. You guys are going to get some mindset, some skill set, some action. And I want to cover a few announcements so that I can get out of the way and let some of these leaders lead. So a couple quick things for announcements. I'm not going to talk too much about our leadership book because my friend Brian is going to come on and give you all the info about that. So I'm going to kind of leave that, but mark that down. If you're taking notes, these are just some of the announcements that we're going to cover. We have more or less a calendar now for, hang tight. I'm going to need to make someone a co-host real quick. So Miss Kristen Reyes, do you mind? I'm going to make you a co-host so that I can stay focused. There we go. Okay. So we have some really exciting things that come up in the course of our year. In November and December, those are really great months to do a couple of things. So if you kind of like look at November and December all the way to next November and December, how would that year planning and intentionality look? So November and December is when we build our brand and we're extremely intentional. So you guys remember when there was like an incentive and everybody was super intentional. The incentive right now is that you're going to have people that watch you for the next 2 months, and some will jump now and some will jump in January and some will jump in February when their January failed them, like they talked about tonight. So there couldn't be a more important time to really be consistent. And I think what's cool is Elevate helps us with that. So one of my first questions for you guys tonight was, how are you doing with Elevate? If you're not sure how to use it, don't be shy. Don't feel like, oh, I keep hearing about it, but I didn't attend the training and I feel like I'm out of the loop on Elevate. That's okay. That's why you have a business thread. And you could just say, hi, I feel a little bit out of the loop on Elevate. Haven't really been consistent with it and I need to be. And we'll help you so that you can become that. So if you didn't watch the training that Michelle Bamba, myself, and a few others did on Elevate, we put that in organic. We also, your business leader has it. So I would definitely make sure that you're aware of how to use Elevate and how not to use it, etc. We have made some changes with Elevate in terms of like, how soon do we introduce it? If you have a new coach coming on, we introduce it at the meet and greet. So that when we say how we get started, we're going to show them that tool, but we do their practice calls first. Okay. So if you're a new coach and you're still doing practice calls and you're like, what is she talking about? That's okay. But that's where we go after the practice calls. So I just want to make sure each leader is clear on that and that we're all in unison on that one. In terms of our trips that come up, we have a trip in April, Cabo. That's an ED trip. So you have to be executive director to go. And we've got qualifications that come up for that. It was an incredibly fun trip last year for those of us that went. We had a great time being a team together. And so you can kind of put that on your calendar that in April, the tentative date is the 17th of April, I believe, or the 21st. I've already forgotten. It's TBD, but put that range on your calendar. And we're still looking at venues and all of that. So make sure that you're working with your mentor in November and December to help you position yourself to be able to go on that trip. We are going to have some really cool stuff. For those of you that know your business really well, last month, how many points did you have in your business? So tell me how many points you had in your business last month. Just drop it in the chat. And let's see. Awesome. I love how many people know exactly where they're at. That's really great. As your business gets bigger, you do have to think for a minute and go, wait a second, or look at your map. That's normal. But yeah, here we go. Our points. What do the points represent? For every 5 people that we help, that's a point. So every time you add 5 clients, that's a point. That brings you to senior coach. Then you add another 5 clients, that brings you to manager. And each one of these ranks has a pay benefit. And obviously you're helping more people get healthy. That's our main benefit, accountability and purpose. But we are also moving ourselves forward in our business. When you add a senior coach to your business, that's another point. So we grow our business every month by 1 to 2 points. So if you finish the month at 4, the goal next month is 5. And then the next month is 6. And that's something that your mentor will help you with. So for instance, those of you that were, I'm going to just pick someone here real quick. So Thomas, I'm going to pick you. You had 2 points last month. We're going to start tracking who grows their business by a point. And when you do, we're going to keep track of you, and we're going to have some things for you to earn towards Cabo. So Cabo is an incredible trip, but it does cost us a little bit of money that we should be putting aside in our business for incentives trips and trainings and all that good stuff. So this will give your mentors an opportunity. We're going to come together and figure out how we want to reward people that are growing their business in November and December, which are supposed to be our tougher months, but this team is doing so well. I just want to really emphasize that this November is looking amazing, you guys. It's almost like somebody unplugged us from whatever news is being reported out there, and we're creating our own news. So just keep going. There is no bad months when you're consistent, but work with your mentor and say, hey, I was at 4 points. So if in November I go to 5, you're going to be in that eligibility towards earning things towards Cabo. So we're going to really be working on that so that you guys can not only go to Cabo, but also have some assistance in getting there. And it's going to be an incredible trip in April. Then as we move down the calendar, our FIBIC trip is in Naples, Florida, and we have that as well to look forward to next year. So these are things that we plan out for you guys so that you always have something to work towards and always have things that are being, enriched in your life. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Cabo's point system will be coming up. It's important that you know where you finished last month and try to grow this business this month by 1 to 2 points. Elevate training, if you don't know where that's at, I would get that from your mentor so you can get caught up on that. And then if you're not a part of an accountability group, you can be. So if you're like, I want to do Elevate, but I don't want to do it by myself, there's a bunch of us doing accountability things as well. And then Julie and Kristen did a map training. So if you're like, yeah, I still don't know how to use the map, I'm still fuzzy, they did a map training, and that's also recorded and put in organic. So sometimes we forget to announce these things so that you guys know what are some of the tools that you could be using. And so I wanted to cover that. I am going to turn it over to Brian Russell, and he's Integrated National Director. He and Julie give this team lots of love and leadership, and we're super thankful for that. And tonight he's going to talk to you a little bit about your leadership game.
Awesome. So afternoon or good evening. Yeah, a lot of you guys are aware. If you're not, starting this Wednesday, we're going to be going through developing the leader within you 2.0. All right. We talk a lot about personal development. Obviously, as clients, we have Habits of Health and we have the Life Book. And guys, first and foremost, I just want to tell you, this is not to take the place of that. This is not an instead of, this is an addition to. Okay. So for everybody who just kind of did one of those, like, oh no, another training, another book club, another thing I have to keep up with. If that was your initial response, guys, I want to let you off the hook right now. Mm-hmm. This is probably not the season for you to be doing this in your life and in your coaching and in your business. Okay. If you're just getting started and you're still trying to keep your head above water with learning health assessments and how to properly, assist and treat your clients, or maybe you brought on your first coach and you're just enamored with that, then let this go. This isn't something we have to do, guys. It's not a requirement, but for everybody that wants to, for everybody that's interested in some growing and doing it together. So what this is going to be every Wednesday for the next 10 Wednesdays. And I know Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and everything else. It's on a Wednesday. None of those holidays fall on a Wednesday. So if you can make it, great. If you can't, I understand. They're going to be recorded. But I wanted it to be something, a rock that we could put in our calendar, right? I wanted it to be something that we could say, okay, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, West Coast, Pacific, that's 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys in the middle, figure that out. But it's going to be the same time every Wednesday. And what we're going to be doing is a lot like we do with our Saturday book club. I really want this to be experiential. I want this to be something that we can openly discuss and talk about how it's affecting us and how we're going to apply this in our lives and in our businesses, right? Knowledge is great, but knowledge unapplied, right? It's just noise. So I hope to see a bunch of you guys on there. I realize there was a few blanks in the invite on leading the way. So I'll close those gaps. But guys, this Wednesday, 5 Pacific, 7 or 8 Eastern, we'll be in there. Hope to see you in there. Thanks, Rachel.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great. I look forward to being in there too. And it's just going to be one of those things, guys, that's ongoing with Optavia. I think I love what you said about the life book. Is what we're doing with our clients is they had, like most clients, most of us had zero personal development in our day prior to Optavia. Some of you may have, and that's amazing, but typically leaders are readers. And so we start with the 5 minutes a day in the life book, and then we add a little bit more and a little bit more. So in phase 2, where we're at, we definitely want to make sure that we're adding to that personal development. You know, when I went to Sundance and listened to the top leaders at Optavia, they said something that was pretty profound. They said, your organization, I'd like you to think of this in your health if you're a new coach. So put health. And if you're a coach that's been coaching a while, in your organization, in your health or in your organization, you will only rise to the level of your personal development, and you will fall to the level of your dysfunction. And so when we jump on calls with clients and we're doing struggle calls and stuff, it's because they're being, no judgment, they're being dysfunctional, right? And they're thinking, they're going against their why. And we're having to, with our development, a couple of steps ahead, we're having to circle around like a boat when you drop your skier and the flag is up, and we're having to circle around and go, okay, come on, get back in the boat. Let's give it another try. That's normal. That's a normal part of the unbecoming. So taking on a little bit more is going to give you a little bit more. So I love that, Brian. Thanks. I'm looking forward to it. I got my book today. I got in it right away. I'm like, man, I haven't read this in forever. And it was like, it was brand new to me. So it was super good. Okay, we're going to move on over to Patrick Nolte. He's going to really bless us tonight. Integrated National Director, and his lovely wife, Sherry, is next to him as well. I'm not sure exactly who's doing the speaking and all that, but they're going to kick us off with some mindset tonight. And then we're going to be so blessed to hear from some of their team. And their team is just doing amazing things. And I got the privilege of spending some time with them this week and last week in the Zoom. And it was just clear that we all need to hear some of that goodness. So I'm going to move out of the way, turn it over to my friends here, and let them kind of take it until the rest of the call. My job is done. I love it.
Thanks, Rachel. Can you guys, I hope you guys could hear us. Good evening, everybody. I am pumped. I am excited about being here on this evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share and just pour into the family. I'm pumped for several reasons. One, I have 2 more working days for the man left. So I was gonna actually say, can you put 2 in the chat for me if you're pumped about being here? But I'm gonna switch this around a little bit. I'm gonna say put a smiley face emoji if you're really here and you're excited about it. Just go in the chat and put a smile. There you go. You usually put numbers. I want to see some smiley faces going in the emoji this evening. I'm excited about this, being here and just being able to share when I get into an arena like this, I tend to get a little loud. So bear with me. My Marine Corps ness tends to come out. I'm gonna try and pipe it down a little bit. My wife probably pinched me underneath the table or something, but she's like, baby, you're loud. But I'm excited about this. You know, we're in that time of the year, November. November, it's a difficult time for a lot of people, especially the holidays, right? And so mindset needs to really shift some as we're dealing with a lot of what we're dealing with, food and loved ones who aren't here anymore. And one of the things I love about Optavia is the opportunity to share our stories. A lot of times we hear people share stories, and I'm like, why are they sharing stories? Why are people sharing stories? Well, stories are emotionally connecting. We could connect to the faces that we see on the screen, and then when we get to a venue like Cabo, and we see that person, we just want to just really squeeze their neck, as we say in Optavia, right? And so, you know, it's a big part of what we do, the community side of that, right? And so we are all in this together. So we get to really embrace each other's journey. And it gives us a better understanding of what people have gone through to get to where they are, right? We all here have gone through different journeys to get here this evening on this call. All of our journeys have been totally different. And so it gives us a better understanding, saying, you know what, if that person went through what they went through and got here, man, I thought my journey was difficult. But when I hear your journey, you know, Brittany, when I heard your journey, Kevin, when I heard your journey, Dobby, when I heard your journey, Eric, when I heard your journey, it got some wind in my sail and wanted me to do more of what I'm doing to help other people get healthy, right? And so stories encourage us. Stories are there to lift us up. If one of us blew in the sail, we probably wouldn't even make the sail flutter. But imagine if 42 of us were blowing in the sail, how much more impact we would have in what we do. And that's what we hear. This is not a one man's journey. It's a community of people that have bought onto Dr. A's vision to move and to get people healthy in the world. And that's a big challenge. But we, all 42 of us on here this evening, it's probably more of us because some of us are couples, have taken up the challenge. And so people are going to come on this journey because of your story. Now, my story is not a super fancy story. I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. I was at my healthy weight when I came, but that's my story. I'm going to hold on to it. And you can't take it away from me, right? My story is totally different than yours, but people are going to come on this journey because of your story. And so, yes, while this time may be difficult, I think Optavia is doing a phenomenal, if you're on the call before this, Optavia is doing a phenomenal job in helping us really understand and how to get through the November, to get through the December, by just pouring into us. And so it's difficult for us to pour out if we haven't been poured into. I'm gonna say that one more time. I say it's difficult for us to pour out if we haven't been poured into. And so there's a lot of people, you know, because of things that are going on in their lives, you know, and they'll catch up on some of the training. But one of the things I've learned about being an Optavia is not to lose the training. And Brian just said it a minute ago, you know, all you're doing is developing you. A better you serves someone better. A better you is always going to serve someone better, right? And so as we are jumping on this evening, you know, we have some really dynamic folks on our team, and they're going to share with you how they got to where they got today by listening, by structure, and as they develop in their growth as Optavians. You know, I want them to share a couple of minutes about what their experience have been, you know, and what it is that they've learned and how they've done what they've done to get to where they are right now. So the first person I'm going to ask to come off mute is Yolanda Davis. Yolanda just picked up, she just got elevated herself to senior coach, and that's a great place to be. You know, that's one of the premier steps that we go to. Come on, can we just clap for her and just give her some woo-hoo, right? She's gotten to be a senior coach, and that's exciting. It's an exciting journey because the next step from there is ED. And how did you get here? What did you have to do? Share with us for a minute the mindset that you had to have to get where you are today for the next couple of minutes.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you, Coach Patrick and Coach Sherry and Coach Richards, and good evening to the whole team. How did I get where I am? I am here because my coach said yes, and her coach, which happens to be the Naltys, said yes. And according to the Naltys testimony, the Richards said yes. So I'm here because everybody said yes. And I am so excited. When I was younger, I heard somebody say that if you want to be a good leader, you have to first be a good follower. And I want to be a good follower. So I am following in the footsteps of my leaders. And I don't just want to be a good follower, I want to be a great follower. So I am listening intently to everything that they're sharing with me. I may be a little slow sometime on the action steps, but believe you me, I am listening, I am paying attention, and I am getting there. I am integrating myself in structure. I'm participating in our calls on Monday nights, on Saturdays. I am even reading the suggested books that you all are recommending. And let me say, Rachel, that I haven't gotten around to watching that movie just yet about the different doors that the options that you have. The Sliding Doors, that's the name of the movie. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I am getting there. And what I love so much about this company, this organization, is that the promise that Dr. A has made to us about our lives changing and our overall health improving, I am a testimony of that. It is true. And the people that I love and that I care about, and I have invited to be a part of this transformation, they are experiencing it the same way. And I just love when I have my client calls during the week and they tell about all the changes and transformations that's going on in their lives. And so being a good leader, but my path to being a great leader, I believe one of my next steps is to start sponsoring. So I am listening to what all the leaders are saying. I'm beginning to drip coaching when I have my weekly calls and in my health assessments. And one thing I thought about recently is that as a leader in my church and in my community, my whole business is about transformation, helping people to be transformed. And when I came into this program, I had no idea that Optavia aligns with my purpose and my heart's desire to walk with people on their journey and to see their lives transformed. And I remember having a conversation with Rachel and Sherry. And in the beginning, I didn't see how those two things could work together. But I had this epiphany. And I am so motivated, so excited about seeing other people's lives change. And I'm wearing a t-shirt tonight. You can't really see it. It says, rebuilding broken lives. That was the theme for my church's women's ministry. Rebuilding broken lives, spirit, soul, body. And that is exactly what Optavia does. And one of the great things I love about being a part of the Nalty team and the Richards team and this whole community is that although I have accountability, I don't have any negative pressure behind it. It is my journey, and you all are there to support and encourage me. And as part of my journey and building my business, this is one thing that I've learned, and that I hear you all say it all the time, but in different forms. I understand seed time and harvest, and I understand sowing and reaping. Put it another way, I intend to be patient and be consistent stay in structure because I know my hard work will pay off. And I thank you all for that.
Wow, that was powerful. Seed time and harvest. Can you guys just put in the thread a couple of the things that you got from this tonight? Structure, follow the leader, sponsorship, no negative pressure here. We're on the up and up. Are we perfect? We're not perfect. We're not so perfect. But you know what though? We strive towards perfection, which is maturity. We grow up in this. There's some things that we have to redo, reassess, realign, restart. And we just, if you got to read something, just go ahead and do that. But it's your individual growth as you go through this process. So thank you so much, Yolanda.
Yeah.
You've been a pleasure to know, and can't really wait to squeeze your neck, as we would say. Let's get you to ED so we can get you April to Cabo. That's the journey that you're on right now. Excited for you. Awesomeness. The next couple that's going to jump on, power couple that we have are the Williams. They are on fire. They've been phenomenal, just really doing great with sponsorship and bringing clients on. And want to share coaches on and share with them, their ratio. Rachel shared what the ratio was. She probably shared with a couple of you if she coaches you about what that ratio is between how many people actually come on and the ratio that actually are, become a health coach. And so just jump off of mute, guys, and share with us, what you're excited about, man, and how the journey's been for you since you guys have been here.
Well, hi, guys. I'm Adrienne Williams, and our coaches are Patrick and Sherry Nalty. And we're here to talk about sponsoring. I'm going to talk a little bit first. To be totally transparent, when I got in this, we're sharers. We're going to share whatever we get, and we're going to share it with others. But when I got in this, I started thinking, I said, I don't know about sponsoring for everybody. I heard them saying it's supposed to be for everybody and so forth. But as I began to listen to my mentors, listen on the trainings, I began to have a shift. And my shift was that I can't control whether everyone is going to sponsor, but what I need to do in my part is that I need to offer the opportunity to sponsor, to be a health coach to everyone. That's my role. I should offer it to everyone. And why not? I said yes to sponsoring. I said yes to being a health coach. I want to share it with people. I want to be paid for it. Why not everyone else? So I had to make that shift in my mindset to say, this is something that needs to be offered to everyone. Well, from that point, being on the trainings, listening to what people are saying, man, it really just began to solidify in me. I mean, every time someone said something, I got a different portion of that, and it spoke to me in a way. And I said, wow, I've been really holding back on some people, in my mind and so forth. So I began to take the training as it was presented to myself as far as dripping coaching. I can't say enough about that list of how to drip coaching at every aspect of what we're doing. It's right there. It's laid out for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. They give you what to say. So I began doing that. But then I also heard a training when they said, like, even before the HA, you can drip coaching on someone. You can start on your Facebook thing and say, hey, I'm not only someone that helps people get healthy, but I also train people on how to be health coaches. Hey guys, when they say do something, I put it into practice. I did that on my thing, and I got someone that respond, hey, I want to know about both of those. Wow. Also, it was, they said, okay, let's start talking to people who you see as coaches. Maybe you don't even see them for the program because, it's like the mind has to shift. I'm getting away from that. But mainly I see overweight people say, oh, they need the program. Thank God I've had some people that don't look overweight and they say, look, I need the program. But, I'm shifting my mind there. And I started looking at some people that I knew are great business people. They want to do some things. So I started hitting them up on a DM. Hey, I've got this great opportunity. You're helping people. One person is a real estate agent. You're helping people find their dream homes. I've got something else you would be great at too. Why don't we talk about it? So as the teaching, I can't say enough about all of the teaching. It has been fantastic. It has helped me to change my mindset, especially about coaching and just starting to do that. And here's what I found, last thing I'll say, is that when I am dripping these things ahead of time, boy, it makes it so easy. When I'm saying in the HA, wow, you get this down, you're going to be really someone that's going to inspire others. And when I'm saying at their JKO, I'm saying, wow, you know what? On the fourth day, I'll be talking with you about getting in this other group. Just like you got in this one, Nourish, I'm going to get you into another group that's going to tell you more about our program. Okay, they like, okay. And that's what they do. So it really has helped me listening, focusing in on the training, taking what everyone is saying, and using that to share with others and potentially get coaches. So that's what I have to say. It's been fun too. I'm enjoying it. I'm done.
Okay. Well, I'll just take a minute because it looked like we're at 6:33, right? So I just take a second. Hey, it works. Okay? It works. All you have to do is just plug into the system. Okay? That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. You've heard it. I will repeat it. Okay? You just simply wash, rinse,
Repeat.
and repeat. Coaching and sponsoring, when you, as she was saying, and some of the others have said, from the time you touch bases with whoever you're talking to, you begin to drip and set them up for coaching. The HA, I have found, tells you everything you need to know about where the person is as far as their desire to coach or their openness and willingness to coach. Okay? Where they are on that spectrum. If they are one of those that are ready right now, or they are not yet, I'm open. And so I would say, make sure that you learn that HA, learn how to do it, and then see all that the HA will bring to you about the person and about their openness, their readiness, their willingness to coach or to come on program. The HA is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It really is. Get to know that thing inside out, okay? And it'll reveal a lot. So
I want to say one more thing. Just do it scared. A lot of times we're scared because it's the same way with, telling someone about the program or something, and we feel uncomfortable doing it. When they said everybody should be exposed to everyone, I went to a client that I had who I knew didn't want to coach. So I did not share it with her prior, but in one of the trainings, they said that, and I said, I'm just going to ask her again. Would you be open to coming on a call and hearing more about it? Yeah. Okay. And my mentors got an earful, but let me tell you, that same girl has said, I've had another conversation with her and she's now saying, well, maybe I will coach. Maybe that's something that I will do. So you never know. I'm just saying, do it scared. What's the harm? Just do it scared.
Awesome.
Wow. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I know we probably went over a little bit, but just hang in there for us for a minute, okay? Because this is the thing that ignites our businesses. It ignites our motivation. I just want to share with you a tidbit of information about coaching. So if an individual comes in our program and doesn't coach, they're going to be in program for about 2 months and they'll be gone. If an individual comes in our program and coaches, they'll be here for about 2 years, right? So what we call the coaching is our pounds protection program. You know so much from coaching that you won't want to give that information. I mean, come on, we have grown so phenomenally as individuals from Dr. A's The Habits of Health book and the Life book, the knowledge that we have imparted in ourselves. I mean, when you're on fire, you have to get that fire on somebody else. You gotta, somebody gotta put me out with an extinguisher. And right now, that's not happening because because of coaching, it's opened up a different level of who we are, our minds, the way that we think and we look at things. And so thank you guys so much. These guys are going to be on the Wednesday call. Power Hour. Be there. They're going to be sharing again. So be there, be square. We're excited about what's going on and where we're going as a group. I mean, if you haven't gone into Elevate, and as I speak to you, I speak to myself because I am getting ready to do full-time coaching in Optavia. So, Wednesday is my last day working for the man. So I'll be working for myself. But Elevate is goof-proof. Optavia, Rachel and the Bombers and Tim are setting us up for success. And if you want to be successful in your business, follow the leader. It's goof-proof. Just what's next? How? We're doing this together. Get in the phone, call Julie, call the Reyes, call somebody. But we're all here as a group of people, as a family, to grow our business. I'm excited. Anybody excited about their business? I'm excited about, I'll see me in the future and I look a whole lot better than I do right now. So if you can't visualize where you are in the future, then maybe I shouldn't say that. Yeah. And so again, just continue to do what you do, stay connected, call each other. We're family. The holidays are here. Send Christmas cards. Do something. Let people know that we're humans still. And I know Zoom has kind of got us in a place, but again, my wife is kicking me under the table. But I'm going to shut up and hand this back over to Rachel. Thank you so much for the opportunity just to be a part of this. And thank you guys so much for listening. Love you guys. Deuces. Nothing you can do about it, but love me back.
All right. I love it so much. Wow. We were richly blessed tonight by so many leaders and perspectives and more to come. What is wildly profound for me is to see we came out of October Madness, those of you that were with us, and my prayer on the side of my bed is like, please don't let those nuggets fall through the bag. And to see teams running with the knowledge from October Madness just fills my cup in a way that I cannot express with words. It makes everything worth it. And I just pray that more of you keep pursuing your wildest dreams and using the systems to back into them. And thank you, Nalty's, for your whole team tonight. And thank you, Carol Brown, for your massive role in saying yes. And Yolanda said yes, and it just keeps going like wildfire. So you started the wildfire too. And we just love all of you guys. Let's go put feet on it. Let's keep the energy up in the client support page. I think that was a huge tip from tonight's call, was like recipes. Guys, it's getting flooded with welcomes again. Break it up with a go live. Break it up with a recipe. Break it up with a challenge or a giveaway or something. But let's have the craziest November and December with engaged and referring clients, and not report the news that these are the tough months, but say, man, I don't know about you guys, but those were the best months ever. And my January just was over the top, right? That's the story I'm writing. I hope you write it with me. Take care, guys, and we'll see you at Power Hour.